All right, welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into a transformation that is literally rewriting the rulebook for global travel. We're talking about a region where tourism expenditure is projected to hit a jaw-dropping $350 billion by the year 2030. We're going to explore the Middle East tourism boom, looking at the immense capital, the visionary infrastructure, and the cutting-edge technology that are completely reshaping how, why, and exactly where we travel. The sheer scale of what's happening here is absolutely fascinating. So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll unpack the Middle East tourism boom. Then, we'll check out Dubai's 2026 mega attractions. After that, we'll dive into the business of bleisure, and finally, wrap things up with AI and sustainable travel. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive into this with Section 1, the Middle East tourism boom. $350 billion. Just let that sink in for a second. According to the ATM Travel Trends Report, by 2030, the travel and tourism sector is projected to generate this massive amount of expenditure in the Middle East. To put that into perspective for you, that's double its value compared to 2019, which, by the way, everyone in the industry considered the previous high watermark for the sector. And even more impressive, this represents a 50% jump from just the 2024 levels. We're talking about a cumulative growth of over 40% in just a few short years, all fundamentally driven by relentless investment in high-quality tourism experiences and, of course, ever-improving global connectivity. Now, if you really want to grasp the historical scale of this boom, just think about the growth trajectory, a 400% leap. When we look back to the year 2000 and then fast forward to the projections for 2030, the level of tourism activity in the Middle East is expected to be more than 5 times higher. Over 290 million tourism trips are expected in the region by 2030. It is a staggering historical trajectory. The region is actually increasing its overall share of global tourism, taking it from 7% in 2024 to around 8% by 2030. And this growth is driven heavily by inbound travel from outside the region, which is set to grow at nearly double the pace of travel from within the region itself. But here's the thing. It's not just vacationers driving these numbers. Business travel in the Middle East is on an absolute tear right now. While the global average for business travel growth sits at about 6% per year through 2030, the Middle East is surging ahead at 9% per year. That means business travel spend is growing about 1.5 times faster here than in the rest of the world. Why? Well, it comes down to world-class, state-of-the-art facilities like the Dubai World Trade Center and a massive expansion in aviation. In fact, airlines like Emirates, Etihad, Qatar Airways, and Saudia have placed nearly 780 aircraft orders combined just to meet this surging global demand. Moving right along to Section 2, Dubai's 2026 mega attractions. Zooming in on Dubai, this is a city that literally refuses to stand still. They are completely transforming their infrastructure to offer this fascinating mix of unparalleled luxury and accessible budget exploration for 2026. The city is reinventing itself around innovation, sustainability, and next-level experiences. It's no longer just about ultra-expensive, out-of-reach luxury. It's about making sure there is an unforgettable, world-class experience for every single kind of traveler, and maybe more importantly, every kind of wallet. A huge part of this is their aggressive push into ecotourism. I mean, they are building the world's largest marine reef development, an actual floating eco-city. You're going to be able to explore waterfront promenades, kayak through peaceful, protected mangrove forests, or visit Safari Park 2.0 with a family for interactive animal zones. And honestly, the best part? It's highly accessible. There are plenty of free trails, and the paid experiences average around just 50 to 100 dirhams. This shows a massive shift toward accessible, nature-based travel right in the heart of the desert. And this brilliantly illustrates the other side of the coin, because make no mistake, the high-end luxury sector is still expanding at a breathtaking pace. On one hand, you have opulent beach experiences tied to mega projects like the revived Palm Jebel Ali, which, get this, is twice the size of the original Palm Jumeirah. On the other hand, you have a staggering concentration of luxury hotel properties. Across the entire Middle East, there are over 170 luxury hotel properties, and nearly 100 of those are located just in Dubai and Abu Dhabi alone, with another 22 in the pipeline. This pretty much ensures that for ultra-high net worth individuals, the region absolutely remains top of mind. But it's not all just nature walks and beach beds. Dubai is making a massive leap straight into sci-fi territory for 2026. The urban tech district acts as this incredible hub for smart living with immersive tech zones. Then there's Moon Dubai, which will actually let you experience lunar simulations, literally a taste of space on Earth. And if you prefer water over space, Deep Dive Dubai's expansion takes you into a sprawling underwater playground. It's this whole spectrum of futuristic entertainment that caters to every budget, ensuring you don't need a billionaire's bank account to touch the future. All right, let's shift gears to Section 3, the business of bleisure.
So, bleisure, the blending of business and leisure travel. I know it sounds like a trendy corporate buzzword, but it is actually a massive economic driver. Fueled by the rise of remote working since the pandemic, business travelers are increasingly extending their stays. And the Middle East? They are capitalizing on this perfectly. Places like the United Arab Emirates now offer highly flexible digital nomad visas, which allow professionals to legally live and work overseas while soaking up all of the region's leisure offerings. The line between your office and your vacation has never been blurrier, and let me tell you, it's highly lucrative for the region.
Building on that idea is another really fascinating trend: gig tripping. Basically, this is when people travel specifically for live events. Because, sometimes you just have to fly halfway across the world for a Taylor Swift concert or a World Cup match. The Middle East has clearly recognized that live events are a massive lure. After the incredible success of the Qatar 2022 World Cup and Dubai Expo 2020, the momentum is just huge right now, especially as Saudi Arabia prepares to host the 2034 World Cup. In fact, reports show there's a 63% potential growth rate in global sports tourism over the next few years. Whether it's golf, motorsports, or esports, these mega events are heavily shaping regional travel decisions. Now, let's flip the script for a second and talk about the Middle Eastern outbound traveler. The GCC countries have GDPs per capita nearly 3 times higher than the global average. So when residents from the Middle East travel, they spend big and they stay long. In 2024, Middle East outbound visitors recorded the second highest spend globally at $255 per night. And not only that, they also recorded the highest average length of stay at nearly 8 nights. This makes them one of the most sought-after tourist demographics in the entire world. Which brings us to our final part, Section 4, AI and sustainable travel. Now, what's really interesting to note here is the Museum of the Future in Dubai. For its 2026 expansion, the museum is literally adding brand new floors entirely dedicated to artificial intelligence, space travel, and climate innovation. And honestly, this perfectly encapsulates the region's focus going forward. The future of travel here isn't just about building bigger and taller hotels. It's fundamentally about integrating cutting-edge technology and sustainability directly into the consumer's everyday experience. In fact, right inside that very museum, you'll find a mecha. This is billed as the world's most advanced human-shaped robot. A mecha actively interacts with guests and provides personalized information to totally enhance their visit. Just imagine walking into a resort or an attraction and having a highly advanced AI curate your entire afternoon, hopefully without taking over the world in the process, right? It's a perfect example of how the region is using high-tech novelties to thrill tourists while simultaneously streamlining their customer service. Because AI is completely overhauling the travel industry behind the scenes. Did you know 60% of travelers from the UAE now trust AI to plan every aspect of their trip? That is significantly higher than the global average. Furthermore, 85% of hoteliers see personalization as a primary driver of commercial value, capable of delivering over 5% in additional revenue. Attractions operators are already deploying AI concierge, like Majda Al over at Yas Island in Abu Dhabi, to generate hyper-personalized suggestions for visitors in real time. The era of the generic one-size-fits-all vacation, it's officially over. So we've seen these staggering $350 billion forecasts, the absolutely breathtaking 2026 mega projects, the blurring of work and play, and the AI concierge ready to plan your perfect day. The Middle East is writing a brand new playbook for the global travel industry, proving that when visionary infrastructure meets immense capital, the possibilities are literally limitless. So looking at everything we've explored today, in a future built by AI and unlimited capital, where will you travel next? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep exploring, keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.